So without further ado, we're going to call up our first poet, straight from Canada. We're going to call up Micah Flitchell. Micah.
All right. So the piece that I'm going to be doing is just called Anxiety. You're going to hear two voices in it, and this identifies with a lot of people who have anxiety or something like that, a negative voice in our heads. All that being said, I'm going to do this piece. Thank you, guys. Have you read the paper today? Have you gotten the news? Have you read the reviews and everything that you had to say? Oh, this is a good one, I can tell. You gotta love that newly printed smell. Man, I know this edition just so well. I wrote it for you so that I can yell, paper, paper, read all about it. You had a good day, but now you have to doubt it. Get out of my way. No, now I have to shout it. This is my work. I don't know what I'd do without it. Get that out of my face. I don't need this in my life. Oh, you don't like it when I pierce your chest with a knife? You see, the truth hurts, doesn't it? Especially when it has a point. And mine is razor sharp, you can tell, so don't disappoint. You know how you achieve great things as long as you put your mind to it? You know how you reach new heights as long as you go and climb to it? You know how your poetry means something as long as you put a rhyme to it? That's because I push you every time that I think you might lose it, my loser. You're only right in the rewrites. You white out the dark moments with the purest of whites. You block out with atonements and the fakest of lights. You reroute your opponents, but I'm still at your fights. So don't you dare believe that we fixed enough broken hearts or taken enough broken parts out of people so that you can fix them and return them to place and so they can complement your smarts. And you say, oh, I appreciate that. You appreciate what? Their lies? Do you really think you're so wise? Is it such a surprise? Don't you realize? God's people need to say things like that to help you feel good about yourself and rise. But it's easy to summarize your tries, your emotional highs into moments that never deserve a prize. Okay, here are my 2 cents. And here's the newspaper it buys. Make sure you read into the contents, not just the headlines. Your headlines out the standards for a day done. Sure, you walked the course, but be disappointed you didn't run. Sure, you helped people out, but be frustrated you had no fun. Sure, you enjoyed a game, but don't believe it if it says you won. You only win every time you let my hands near the printing press. You only win every time you let me write out and confess insecurities and fears into the prints and no less when they're written in permanent ink bold letters that you need to be your best, but you're still depressed and never impressed with the efforts that you make. And while we're at it, guess what? All of your friendships are fake. No, not your friends. Your friends aren't fake. They're good people, but you don't deserve to be around. You're just a sad little lost boy that nobody wanted to be found. No, my friends, they care about me. I know it. Oh, are you so sure? Then why can't you show it? Are you really going to take advantage of their forgiveness every time you blow it? Don't expect them to consider you a friend, a brother, a confidant, a poet. Don't you know I'm the one doing the writing? When you win battles, don't you know I'm the one doing the fighting? Just a puppet. Get it out of your head that you're the head, that I'm the head editor. I'm a predator, one step away from the senator and sending words into full legislation. You just wait until your fears reach full installation. They will rule your life, or whatever's left of it. You try and write your own story, I guarantee I will make a mess of it. I've had enough. Are you so sure? Well, you can't ditch me just because I tend to make things rough. No, I've had enough. Oh yeah? Well, fine. I'm calling your bluff. And look at you, you're shaking. You want to act, but you're so hesitant. Get used to the fact that I'm a permanent resident. Get used to the fact that I'm the printer's president. You don't know how to act, and that's pretty evident. No, I mean it. I've had enough. Well, you can't do this. Cut me out all off the cuff. No, I've had enough. So pack your bags and move your stuff. Being a part of my mind doesn't justify taking up my mental space. Being one of my imperfections doesn't mean that you can put me in a temperamental place. I wish that there was a word that I can say, that I can banish you. That there was a scripture I could read to find a place that you can vanish to. But I know one thing for certain, you won't be a part of my dominant mental attitude. I'm sad to you. I'm bad to you. I'm mad. I need to prove to myself that I'm worth the air that I breathe. I hate that I need to, but it's necessary, and it's good for me to remind myself that I'm worth it. Even though when I say that now, it still leaves a bitter taste on my tongue. It's been something so hard to believe ever since I was young. Well, younger. I'm still young. I lack experience. But it doesn't mean I haven't gotten a taste of being emotionally delirious. Every time I'm fearing this, every time I'm feeling this, I know that I won't be healing quick from this demon, from this thorn in my flesh. It thinks it'll be here forever, but it'll be like Gilgamesh, because paradise will arrive. And it will feel so nice to survive without new additions, without reprinted renditions, without subscriptions to self-hatred auditions. And I know, until that day, you will still exist. I know there will be some bad days where you still tend to persist. I know sometimes I'll feel backwards like Revelation to Genesis, but remember this, even if I don't remember sometimes, I've had enough. I am enough, and you will be gone soon enough. Thank you, guys.
Woo!
Go off.
I know.
Like that.
Micah, love it.
Yes, my God. Yes.
Brother,
Hey,
hey,
breathing back in the
said
sky.
Killed the
My
goodness.
Hey,
Micah.
Did
I
that.
can't.
Micah. Oh,
That's amazing.
sorry.
And it begins.
Revelation, Genesis, great start. Revelation, Genesis.
What? Amazing. What's up, man?
All right. Micah, that was amazing. Like the energy, like the control, the wordplay, all of that. Look, all that. So that was our sacrificial, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we're gonna start off the show.
Hey, wait. Let's not forget. I'm sorry. He is 17, y'all. 17 years old. I just had to butt in and say that. I'm sorry.
Absolutely
Age matter. 17.
17.